Hey everyone, long time no see. I've been away for 2 weeks and apologize for that. Life is a little bit busy at the moment. But this week I'll be home, so hopefully this is not going to be the last, well, hopefully not, this is not going to be the only video I'm releasing this week. Alright, so in this video here, we are going to talk about team preparation for the upcoming treasure map. And for those of you who are not familiar with my setup, my explanation, then you know that on the left hand side of the screen here, these two columns will be information about the bosses and each stages, and then the gimmicks that you'll be encountering. And then and then this column here on this one basically is going to be team information, so full batch and non-full batch and so on. Alright, let's start. Okie dokie. This one, okay? So just so you know, for those of you who are new, you can always looking at the notification, and then these informations here, basically these, we call them the boosted units, okay? So important about boosted unit is that they are not only the attack and all the stats are boosted, but the important thing is that they have special charge time reduction at the beginning of the quest. So that's huge. You don't have to stall. Alright, let's talk about team preparation. So the first team that I'm gonna talk about is the full batch case against the boss. TM boss RODO is gonna be Psy color, so yellow color. If you draw a full batch, I would suggest using this team here. As you can see, you actually need the three, only the top three. The bottom two roles, Sanji and Zoro, if you don't have them, you don't need to. You can put RODO, the free-to-play int RODO, and you can put anything else, the highest booster, as high as you can. Even the int Luffy, the free one, that would work too. So I used Zoro and Sanji because they give you the int and striker territory. And if you read the special of the two new rare recruits, there is an if clause. So if you have those territory, then they will give more benefits. That's why I put them there. But you don't need to if you don't have it. Alright, so the fight against Psy RODO, if you have full batch, is pretty straightforward. On second stage, you will actually activate Harudin special to get rid of the special bind. Crewmate. Sometimes the word crewmates is a little tricky with Bandai. Sometimes it's applied on the four units on your crew, not including your captain and friend captain. But sometimes it's not always true. So gotta check it out again. Double check when the content actually drops. Alright. So the next one would be, if you have full batch, you don't have to worry about this. However, what I'm more worried about, what was it? Oh, I was worried about if this special bind applies to captain and your friend captain, that means Harudin will be special bind, so he cannot use special. And the way to unlock that is to use his super fast, okay? Just want to mention it if things are not what we expected. But I do not think that friend captain and captain would be special bind. So use Harudin special, and then that should unlock everyone. But you actually don't need to use anyone else special. My thinking is that if you use Harudin special, that will apply increased damage taken to the enemy, and that will trigger interruption, and interruption will remove these 2 turns of barriers. So I think Bandai decided this so that you want to use Harudin special, and then everything else should be solved and just hit and clear. So move on to stage 3. You still have your friend captain Harudin, so use his special, that will get rid of 7 turn of burns. And then despair, use GG special. GG, it comes from Goldberg and Gert. Okay, so I call them GG. So use GG special will take care of 10 turns that's despair, and then block slot will also change to rainbow slot, and because of that you don't have to worry about slot barriers rainbow one time. So GG take care of 3 things. Then Stanson's special will take care of bind. But there is a little bit of details you need to check here. Top row, which is the captain position, middle left, and then bottom right. These 3 positions will be bind. So you gotta put Stanson on the position that not those 3 positions, which is the middle right or bottom left. In the picture here on my team here, he's on middle right, okay? So with this team, as the setup as it is, you should be able to clear stage 2 easily if you have full batch, pretty straightforward. You can even use the 12th anniversary chip, no problem, okay? And you have free flexibility on what type of supports you want to use. It's all okay. Then, well, let's see. Let's think about this now. If you want to auto run, can you auto run? So stage 2, you need to activate Haruden special. Who can activate stage 2 special? Activate stage 2 special. Let's say I wanna choose Straw Hat because Straw Hat has that. Stage 2. Can't remember. Is it him? No? Her? At battle 2, activate support character super effect. And at final, no, not her. No, not him. Dang, I forgot. Stage 2. We gotta find the one that activates stage 2. I don't remember. Clear. What does RODO do? This guy. At battle 4. Okay, not him. What is the Vegapunk do? Oh. Okay, this guy. What can he do? At battle 5. Okay. Anyway, let's not think about it now. It's wasting our times. So that will be it for the full batch team. And what about the non-full batch team? I'm going to be using the Imu as my captain. So this is how you're going to fight. So use Imu special on stage 2. This team here you don't have to stall, right? So Imu special on stage 2, that get rid of special bind. And then use Luffy special as well. So use Imu special, get rid of special bind, apply territory crew. Then use Luffy special. Luffy special will give you AWP boost applied to everyone in the crew by 8 times 8. So that will also activate it, Imu EX, which we will be using on the stage 3. Alright, so the next thing we'll be using is probably Haruden superclass to change everyone's ops to recovery. And then you should be able to hit and clear. This is based on the assumption that, you know, applying IDT, trigger interruption, and then interruption will get rid of the 2 turns barrier. Okay, so that will be all you have to do on stage 2. Move on to stage 3. 7 turns of burn will be taken care by friend captain Haruden special. Okay, this symbol here means refer to the left column, left block. And then 10 turns of despair will be taken care by chopper. Okay, so if you don't have chopper, what can you do? If you don't have chopper, then you can replace by the basic Robin. I think it's this one. Something's weird. Oh, here, unlock that. And this Robin. Okay, you can use her, but she only removes 5 turns of despair. That's why we need to have this Nami support on Sanji and Reiju, okay? Because she will give 2 more on the despair. Okay. So chopper, if you don't have chopper, use that Robin, that side Robin. plus the Nami support, you can take that should take care of 10 turns despair. Then the 10 turns of bind will be taken care by Sanji Reiju, of course. And slot block, you can use Imu EX to unblock it. And then slot barrier, this is when you are using the Edison, what do you call it, Vegapunk, Edison the Stinker, yeah. Use his special, then it will trigger this Stussy support, and that will get rid of 1 turn of barrier. Another turn of barrier will be taken care by Soto support here. It will trigger when you are inflicted with despair, which only apply on stage 3. So these 2 supports are a must in order for this team to work. Okay, so that'll be it for the non-full batch team against TM Boss, which is more important than Intruders. All right, now let's move on to Intruders. Intruder is going to be this lion, and apparently his name is Iscat or Icat. I'm not sure if the S is pronounced it, but let's call him Iscat. So if you have full batch, really easy, straightforward again. If you have full batch, on stage 2, you will activate Luffy's special, and then just clean. Make sure that the position of Stanson and Gigi are on the right side, right column, so they will not be blown away. And then on stage 3, basically activate everyone's and then just clear. Okay, that was a little bit of a, I don't know, it looks kind of wonky here because your slot will be changed to empty, block, and an unfavorable slot. And if you activate GG special, she will change recovery and block slot into rainbow slot. Okay, and that will trigger interruption only first time, only 1 time. If you change slot, then your slot will be changed again, this time to super block. So that's bad. So it depends on how many block ops is randomly popped up here. So hopefully you'll get at least 1 rainbow slot, but then you can have, worst case scenario, you can have, well, worst case scenario, you can have 6 of super block slots, meaning none of them is, you know, in that case, you might not want to use GG special. Just check again what actually turn out. Hopefully, if there's a lot of block slot turns out, and yeah, use GG special, change all those block slot to rainbow, and then the interruption will not be able to change rainbow. So you get majority of the slot rainbow slots. Okay, so check on that. And one more thing is that superclass of Harudin. Superclass of Harudin, well, no, you don't want to use it because if you use superclass of Harudin, you get full block of recovery, and then you get attacked down because of that. So yeah, don't want to use that. Alright, so that will be it for the full batch team. Now let's talk about non-full batch. The non-full batch, here I'm going to have Luffy, Lubon as my captain. The problem about this team is that you cannot use, you need to stall a little bit, and you cannot, therefore you cannot use the 12th anniversary chip because the damage, end of turn damage, will kill the totals on the first turn. How many stages that you have to stall? According to my calculation, Luffy and Bonnie as a captain, you get 5 turns. Okay, you get 5 turns of special charge time reduction to begin with. Well, we talk about Luffy because we need to use Luffy's special on the 2nd stage. So we need to talk about Luffy right here. So we need to talk about Luffy. So he has maximum 20 turns. So -5, that's 15. And because he's int, he's gonna get 5 turns cooldown bonus. That means we still have 10 turns left. So 10 turns left from this chip, the whale chip, that gives you 2 turns. And then from the active power, that's another 2 turns. So that 6 turns left. And then you have Luffy EX. You can use Luffy EX to reduce further by 3 turns. So that's 3 turns left. and I use this waifu version as a support, and she's an int, so important that she has to be int. So this will give another turn on battle 2, which is what we need. So 3 turns down to 2 turns. And maybe you don't need to stall at all, just 1 turn. First turn you can kill, and then move on to stage 2. That will be preemptive, so that's enough. 2 turns. So Luffy special should be able to go on the 2nd turn without any stallation. Okay, if I'm right. And yeah, you don't have to worry about Kuma. Kuma special should be ready by 3rd stage 3. I think. Let's do a quick calculation. Luffy as a captain should give Kuma 5 turns. Kuma also has 5 turns from the bonus as being an int, so that's 10 turns. Kuma only has 7 turns cooldown. 15 turns, so he only has 5 turns left. This is more than enough. Yeah, okay. Don't have to worry about that. Alright, so how to fight? So on stage 2, you activate Lubon special with int support, so that the whole team here can hit through notification. Okay. Then you activate Oimu special, this guy here, and that will take care of the paralysis slot. So we'll change paralysis to matching slot. And Oimu and Sentomaru here, these 2 guys cannot be blown away. That's why I put him on the right column. Okay. So activate Oimu and Lubon special. Make sure that you also have to activate Lubon EX before his special. It is likely. And then you just hit and kill. On stage 3, you have Harudin, friend captain, use his special to unlock special bind. Wait, hold on. He himself, well, don't worry about that, because our Kuma is going to get rid of special bind as well. So let's put that. Let's put Kuma instead. Yeah. Kuma will get rid of special bind 7 turns. Launch Kuma twice will also reduce special cooldowns by 2 turns. Okay, one each time. So launch Kuma and EX of Kuma and launches again. Yeah. So you get 2 turns special reverse. So your whole crew should be ready. Although you might not need it, but you need it for Hadrudin. Hadrudin special will take 7 turns of burns away, and because of Kuma, we'll have this lady here as a support. When you launch Kuma special, Kuma will apply territory int, or yeah, I think so, or Cerebral, I'm not sure, one of that, but it will activate her support. So that will take 1 more turn of burn away. So 8 turns of burns, and then this Lilith here will take 2 more turns of burns away. Okay, if inflict with burns, then we'll change slot to Dex and then remove crew burns by 2 turns. So that should be total of 10 turns. And then, yeah, you don't need to worry about slot, because your slot will be rainbows and they can't change. So no need to worry about. You don't need. Because of that, you might not need to use Oimu special here either. See? Easy. Rainbow slot. So this team here, the disadvantage of this team here is you're not going to get that many treasure points, but it should do the job. It should get the job done, probably carry you to a really, really high level. But yeah, at the beginning you might not need to use this team. You might be able to like just dump any booster units, as many as you can. But towards the end, when you fight towards higher level, you might want to have this team, because they can do the damage for sure. All right, I think that would be it. Oh, and the one last thing, the support on Oimu. That support is basically to help with the death damage here on stage 3. He will cut the damage by half. So I think the support, yeah, this support I'm talking about. Okay, so I think he should be helpful to have. All right, so that would be it for this video. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave me any comment. If you guys like this video, please hit that like for me and subscribe if you haven't. That will really help me a lot. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.